Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Fon, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload new tutorials on my channel. If you're an old member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to make a 3-piece corset, and as well I'll be showing you on how to as well do a 2-piece corset. So if you want to know how I do this, keep on watching. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by creating my basic block pattern. I will take my soldier measurement divided by 2. Mine is 14. 14 divided by 2 give me 7. After doing so, I will go ahead to slant it down by 1 inch. Next thing I'm going to do now is I will move down to my armhole deep, which mine is 15. 15 divided by 2 will give me 7.5. This 7 inch that I use from here to here, I'm going to do the same thing here as well and mark it up. After marking it up, I'll go ahead to connect it like so and like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating the neck width of 3 by 3 inch. Go ahead and connect it like so. Then I'll connect my soldier slant as well. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do now is I will come here and extend this up. Then I'll connect it. I will measure whatever I have from here to here and divide it by 2, which is 7.5 divided by 2 will give me 3.075. I'll go in by ½ inch or 3/4 inch. I went in by 3/4 inch. Then I'm going to connect it up like this. After connecting it, the next thing I'm going to do now is I will take from my soldier to my nipple point, which is 10.5. From my soldier to my underbust, which is 14 inch. From my soldier to my half length, which is 15 inch. From my soldier to the length of this top I'm working on is going to be 19 inch. Then I'll go ahead to connect all that's marked on. Next thing I'm going to do is I will just come here and put the chest line, the bust point line, the under bust line, the half length, and the length. Next thing I'm going to do now is I will take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. Mine is 7. 7 divided by 2 will give me 3.5. But since I'm going to be needing ½ inch to join the dart together, I will add ½ inch. Altogether is 4. I'll go ahead and connect it with a straight line. After doing so, what I will do now is I'm going to create my dart of ½ inch to the left and ½ inch to the right, just like so. I'll go ahead now, come to my underbust, I will go down by 1 inch. I will connect. Next thing I will do now is to come here to my bust point line. I'll go up by 1 inch. I'll go up by 1 inch, okay? And mark it up. Then go in by ½ inch and mark it up. Then I will just go ahead to create a small line here. Now, after doing so, what I'm going to do now is I need to connect this point from here. This ½ inch I went into here. But first of all, I want to come here. I'm going to be creating another dart again of 0.25. That's a ¼ inch, okay? 0.25. Not ½ inch, ¼ inch. Then I'll connect it straight like this and like so. Then now I'll go ahead now to connect this point from here to here with my French scarf. I'm going to place it up like this. I'll connect it all the way to that ½ inch which I went in, just like so. As you can see, the cup is already coming out. So now what I'm going to do is to measure whatever I have from here to here, from that ½ inch that we went in to the center line. Whatever I have, I will add ½ inch to it. So mine is 3.5. If I add ½ inch to it, is 4 inch. So I'll still do the same thing that we did for the front. Okay, on the nipple point, you go up by 1 inch. Then I mark the 4 inch. All right. Then I'm going to connect a small line like this. Now, after connecting this, I'll just go ahead now to connect this all the way to the underbust line, like so. So you can see we already have the cup. Now we'll just go ahead now to blend this up. I'll come here now. I'm going to blend it up. After doing so, the next thing I'll do is to measure whatever I have from my bust point to my underbust, which is 3.5. I will extend it here. I'll start measuring from that 1 inch that I went down. Mark it up. Next thing I will do now is to come here. I'll measure whatever I have from here to here, which is 1.075. I'll come to this other side. I'm going to mark ½ inch. Then here I will go out by 1.025. Then I'm going to connect it like this. As you can see, the cup is already out. And like so as well. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be connecting this point. The ½ inch we went in and the 1.025 that we went out. See? And like so. Like this. Now, because corset needs to be really fitted, especially when you are making the two piece corset, you will come here and go in by 0.25. That's a ¼ inch, 0.25, and do the same thing to the right and kind of connect it. This way is the cup is really going to be fitted, because sometimes when you make it, it's not really fitted and become loose. Okay, so this way is going to be really fitted on you around the bust. After doing so, what I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead now to add up my measurement. I'll come here, take around my bust is 34 divided by 4 give me 8.5. Then whatever I use from here and here, I'll replace it back. I'll do the same thing here. Around my underbust is 30 divided by 4 give me 7 inch. Then I'll replace back the dark allowance. Do the same thing at my waistline. Around my waist is 28 divided by 4 give me 7. I replace back the dark allowance. Then I'll go ahead now to connect it. Take note that I haven't added any sewing allowance to this pattern. Okay, after doing so now, I'll just come here to blend this up like this. See? Now, what we're going to do is to go ahead now. I will come here, I will be extending this to the back like so. These lines, okay? Same thing here. And I'm going to separate the front from the back. I'll go ahead now to put my measurement like we did for the front. 1/4 of my waist measurement, which is 7 plus 1 inch for dark allowance. If in case you're using a zipper, you should add your zipper allowance away. But me, I'm not going to be using a zipper for this, okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing to the underbust. That's 1/4 of my underbust, which is 7.5. then 1 inch for the dark allowance. Do the same thing to the bust, 1 inch of allowance. After doing so, we're going to go ahead now to connect it like so, like this. Now we want to kind of slant it down. All right, I always like to slant this down. So you come here like this. You're going to measure 2 in, but if you don't want to slant it down, just leave it like that straight. This is optional. I'm going to connect it all the way like this, right? Then now I'll just go ahead now to connect this tack here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Then I'll go ahead now to add up my nipple to middle measurement, which is 4 inch, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Remember, the same thing we use for the front, we're using it for the back as well. Then I'm create my dark of 1/2 inch to the left and 1/2 inch to the right. I'll connect it like this. After doing so, I'll just go ahead now to cut that up. So when I'm done cutting, I'll just go ahead to number it up. Now, if you want to make 2 pieces, you're simply going to cut it from here, like so, where I'm indicating, like so, all the way to here. This inner piece is useless, okay? And you just follow up the step as I'm indicating. You do the same thing as well here, like this. See? Like so, and like this. Okay? Now, because I want to make the 3 piece, I'm going to raise up the pencil. That's why I use a pencil before. I'll just go ahead to raise it up like so. After raising it up, I will come here, take my measuring tape. Come here, I'm going to measure 2 inch downward and mark. Like so. Then I will do the same thing. No, at the center, I'm going to measure 2.5 inch here and 2 inch here, like this, and mark. Then I'll go ahead to connect it up. I'll connect it from here to here, from here to here, like this. You see? I'm going to do the same thing here as well. Then I'll go ahead now to number it up. And here number 2. Go ahead now to cut it, and I'm done with this. When I'm done cutting, I'm just going to go ahead to put everything up for you to see what it looks like. So I hope you all love this tutorial. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload new tutorials on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you on my next project. Bye bye.